Welcome back. This is Christine with the Olean Public Library, and today I'm going to show you how to dye a finished piece of fabric using Kool-Aid and a pot of vinegar, water. Any pots and pans used for dyeing, even with Kool-Aid, should not be reused for food preparation. For this project, I have a pair of hand-knitted woolen socks in worsted weight yarn. Any animal fiber will work. First, soak the socks in water with a glug of vinegar for at least an hour, though overnight is better. Start dyeing, gently wring out the excess water, keeping your socks damp so that the Kool-Aid absorbs better. I started with the cuffs of my socks and decided to go with a green color. After sprinkling the Kool-Aid on, I used the tips of my fingers to gently massage the color into the wool. When I checked, the other side was completely bare, so I repeated the same steps. Next, I moved further up the sock with the yellow Kool-Aid. When using yellow Kool-Aid, be aware that there does not seem to be nearly as much dye, so it took a lot more Kool-Aid to get any kind of color saturation into the wool. For the rest of the sock, I decided to dye it in pink and red. Starting with the pink, I sprinkled the main areas and used the red to concentrate on the toes and heels. The red was a bit clumpy, however, some massaging worked the color into the fibers. I did dip the toes of the socks into soaking water since they seemed quite dry at this time, and that seems to have helped the Kool-Aid to adhere. Again, I had to flip the socks over and repeat the process to make sure that the Kool-Aid was massaged into both sides, creating a better overall color. If you do not want very dyed fingers for a few days afterwards, you might want to consider wearing gloves when massaging the Kool-Aid into it. After letting these sit overnight to ensure adhesion, I rinsed them out thoroughly. Since I was working with just the powders, the colors did bleed when I rinsed them. However, all of the overall color remained the same. My results were a bit surprising, as some dyeing experiments can be. Fortunately, if I wanted to, I could over-dye these using one of the other dyeing methods that Olean Public Library has produced videos on. For now, I think I'm going to take comfort in the fact that no one can see my sock cuffs under my pant cuffs anyway. I would love to see your results on the Olean Public Library Facebook page.